Whoa, Kong time! As we mentioned in our previous list, this list is taking a look at the different Kongs out there in the Donkey Kong universe. So let's get up to some serious monkey business and jump right in. Yes, I said monkey business. Long live the dad jokes. And at number 10 is Eddie the Mean Old Yeti. Starting off our list is a member of the Kong family that isn't technically a Kong, even though he really looks like one. He's a Yeti, but he's basically an inverted version of Donkey Kong. So Eddie the Mean Old Yeti exclusively appeared in the Donkey Kong TV series, where he lives up in the White Mountains and was a supporting character in grander plots on the show. Generally he comes off, well, a little not the sharpest tool in the shed. But eventually he does grow to adore DK, calling him cool. While he only played a major role in 2 episodes, he reoccurs often throughout the rest of the series, and at one point he does appear in one episode as DK's guardian angel Yeti. Cute. And at number 9 is Wrinkly Kong. Wrinkly Kong is, you guessed it, wrinkly. She's the elderly gorilla wife of Cranky Kong, and first appeared in Donkey Kong Country 2, being in charge of Kong College, spelt with a K. She's usually a positive sign to players in the games, giving advice and also appearing in Wrinkly's Save Cave, where you can save your game and deposit banana birds. But things take a turn for the worse for her after Donkey Kong Country 3, since after that she appears as a ghost, meaning she died at some point, off screen. She ends up giving you advice in Donkey Kong 64, telling DK not to be afraid because of her appearance. And at number 8 is Sumo Kong. The ruler of the Starfruit Kingdom in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Sumo Kong is a very hefty Kong. Similar to a few other Kongs on this list, he was put under the Ghastly King's spell. He's got a scar across his face, and his name in Japanese means 100-strong Kong. Considering his appearance and name were inspired by sumo wrestlers, it makes sense. He's also the only Kong in Jungle Beat who doesn't have a distinct hairstyle, which is just kinda neat. And at number 7 is Tiny Kong. Arguably the cutest Kong on this list, Tiny is the sister of Dixie and the youngest Kong to be featured in any of the Donkey Kong media in the franchise. Initially she was quite tiny, but now she's actually exceeded the height of Dixie. She's also appeared in a slew of DK games, from Donkey Kong 64 to Diddy Kong Racing to Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, and even a few Mario games to boot. And number 6 is Kiddy Kong. Kiddy is a giant toddler gorilla who acts as Dixie's sidekick in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. He takes after Donkey Kong with his mischievous ways of always managing to get into trouble, and for a toddler, well, he's quite the sturdy beast. And considering his brother is another hefty Kong that we'll be looking at later on in this list, it makes sense how he ended up being such a big baby. Physically, that is. And fun fact, he's known as Dinky Kong in Japan. I can see why the name didn't carry over to North America. And at number 5 is Karate Kong. Old and powerful, Karate Kong is the ruler of the Pineapple Kingdom in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. He was placed under the spell of Ghastly King, and once the spell is broken, he's back on the side of good. Even though he's a little on the older side, Karate Kong knows how to bust a move, and is capable of some pretty powerful flying kicks. And at number 4 is Kung Fu. Another character who only ever appears in the animated Donkey Kong series, Kung Fu is a master of martial arts and challenges DK for his title, but turns out he's not as tough as his name implies, losing to DK pretty easily. How does Donkey Kong win though? Turns out Kung Fu is afraid of the dark.
Why? Kung Fu's afraid of the dark!
And after that, we never see him again. Hope he didn't get lost in the dark and die or something. I don't know, maybe there's some weird dark thing going on with these characters, considering Wrinkly Kong is a ghost and died off screen. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some creepy Donkey Kong going on here. And at number 3 is Lanky Kong. Lanky is a distant cousin of DK's. His species is a Sumatran orangutan, and he was one of the 5 playable Kongs in Donkey Kong 64. Lanky is unfortunately not the most stylish of the Kong clan, often lacking a lot of grace.
He has no style. He has no grace. This Kong has a funny face.
He's appeared in multiple DK games, but Donkey Kong 64 was really his most notable appearance, in which he's freed by DK in the Angry Aztec level. Once playable, his weapon of choice is the Grape Shooter, and his orang stand move allows him to walk on his hands and climb steep slopes. And pretty damn fast, might I add. And at number 2 is Chunky Kong. Introduced as one of the playable Kongs in Donkey Kong 64, Chunky weighs in at 2,000 pounds and isn't the biggest fan of heights. He's a tad juvenile and cowardly, and a bit slow, and has a tendency to miss things. But all of those characteristics kinda make him super adorable.
He can't jump high, but this Kong's one hell of a guy.
That being said, the potion allows him to go hunky chunky, which turns him gigantic, and his primate punch can smash down walls and some doors. Also, he's the older brother of Kiddy Kong and the cousin to Dixie and Tiny Kong. And finally, in at number 1 is Swanky Kong. Swanky first appears in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, where he hosts a TV show called Swanky's Bonus Bonanza. The game was an opportunity to win more lives, with a series of questions Diddy and Dixie had to answer, all concerning the gameplay. He then appeared in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie's Long Double Trouble, after Crocodile Island was destroyed, and his game show is back too, this time making players face off against Cranky Kong with rewards of bear coins and banana bunches. Swanky's appearance has always been, well, for lack of a better term, swanky. Look at how he dresses. He even once had a diamond-topped cane. While his exact relations to DK have never been confirmed, some fans have speculated that Swanky is Donkey Kong's brother due to their similar physical appearance. And there we have it, guys. You guys still got that jungle fever for DK and all the family of Kongs? Do you want us to do other kinds of lists on Donkey Kong? Well, give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. But for now, I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Gaming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.